welcome back. I am Erin, the Two Martini Stitcher, both here on Flosstube and YouTube. It's YouTube, and on Instagram. And this is my Flosstube channel, mostly about cross stitch and a little bit of knitting. So if you're new here, welcome. I hope you find something that is interesting to you and you stick around and subscribe. And if you are a returner, welcome back. It is Monday, November 9th. I did miss filming last week. A few people reached out to make sure I was okay. That's so sweet. I did intend at some point to make a post to let you know not to expect a video. Everything was fine. I just didn't have the bandwidth to do it. I totally planned to. I had everything all pulled together so that I could do it Monday night. Those last 5 days, the final 5 days up to election day, were kind of a flat out sprint for those of us that were volunteering and working on the campaign. And I thought that I would be able to squeeze it in on Monday night. And when it came down to it, I was out of gas. Out of gas. I didn't have the bandwidth to do it. And so I apologize for if anybody worried. I am terribly sorry. But that means that this week we have 2 weeks worth of stitching, whips and finishes and mail to go through. So grab a beverage. I am actually having tea today. It's Monday afternoon. My youngest she's scheduled to take all of her dance classes on Zoom this week, so she'll be using the upstairs room this evening. So it's early afternoon. It's a little too early for cocktail happy hour, so I have some yummy, yummy tea. I'm actually drinking the very last of the cinnamon tea that came in my Black Needle Society Fall Into Stitching box. It's so good. And this is actually even the mug that came from Black Needle Society Frogwords. It's my favorite mug. It's my absolute favorite mug. If it's clean, it's the one that I go for because it's big. My husband will joke. He'll say, "Oh, would you like a tankard of tea?" Yes, I would. So no happy hour today, but some delicious tea because it's cold. There was frost on the rooftops today. So we are well and truly into November, and I have lots and lots to show. So hopefully you have a beverage, and I'm just going to jump right into it because there's lots of fun things to talk about today. Finishes. We'll start with finishes. I did not have any stitching finishes these past 2 weeks, but I did have just not yesterday, Saturday, I think, had a knitting finish. Are you guys ready? I finished my honey cowl. Look at it. Isn't it gorgeous? Now, I will say I didn't expect this, but I don't know why I didn't. I knit it in the round. That was the first thing. I knit it in the round. That's how the pattern called for it. And it was my first time joining in the round, but you do end up with like a seam where the repeat kind of goes. Like you do see that. Not a big deal. But it is so good. Look how pretty this is. I did a slight modification. I mean, sort of. I knit this with one skein of DK weight yarn from TreeHouse Knits. I will link them, of course, below. If you are new here, anything that I talk about or show, all the information is in the description box. So I do extensive show notes down in the description box. So if you want to go purchase something that you see, it's down there. If I mention another floss tuber or maker, I link them below. So this is TreeHouse Knits DK weight, and this was their September mystery colorway. And look how amazing. It knit up almost like stripes. Look how good. So you could, with one skein, you could do a short cowl, or with two, you could do a long one, but they also had instructions for kind of a medium where it's a little narrower. So that's what I did. So I cast on 200 stitches. So you can see it comes here. And honestly, I think even the wrong side looks super cool. And I can still, it's long enough to still double up if I want like super warm, cozy neck cowl. So there we go. So that's it, honey cowl done. And I love it so much. So that was really fun. That was a really super fun, relaxing knit. It's a little warm in the house with tea for me, but maybe I'll just wear it like this for the rest of the. So there we go, honey cowl, and it's done. I love it. And I really needed to get it done because I needed the needles it was on, because I am starting a stocking. It's a stocking ornament class. So you essentially learn how to make socks, and that starts tomorrow night. So excited to learn how to make socks and learn new things. So that was my finish, my one finish, and I have so many whips, works in progress to show. I kind of went back and forth. I was like, maybe I just skip a week's worth of whips, pardon me, and just show you the past week. But honestly, I did not have a lot of Stitchy Mojo the past week. Some, and it's coming back. But I was just really tired. I was really tired this past week, a little stressed and anxious, and it kind of messed with my Stitching Mojo. But I did get lots of knitting done. This was super relaxing to knit. Yeah, and it's just too much fun stuff. I stitched on some fun stuff the week that you haven't seen. So let's jump in. So I'm going all the way back to October 25th. It doesn't seem like it should be that like 2 weeks all the way into October, but it is. That week, my full coverage project was Harry Potter book covers. Ooh, do I have the, here it is. So this is Harry Potter book covers by Fox and Teacup Designs. And it's the supersize max color version is what I'm doing. And here is where I got to. So I got some decent progress in that week. I finally got this whole Y done, and I'm starting to work down into, you can see into here, into this Prisoner of Azkaban portion. So that is Harry Potter book covers and the progress on that. So technically last week, this was 2 weeks ago, so last week should have been Farewell to Anger. Didn't touch it. Didn't touch it at all. And I think I'm trying to, I don't know this week what I'll do, whether or not I'll rotate back to Harry Potter book covers or pick up Farewell to Anger. We'll see. We'll figure that out when we get to the plans portion later, because it's Monday. I haven't given any thought to plans for the week. Okay, the other thing I've been working on every day is Hello Pumpkin. Ooh, I should show you. Part 4 came out this morning, and it is so cute. I'm going to show you part 4. So there's part 4. So got down to this deer, the deer of Hello Deer. So we're getting really close to having everything. In 2 weeks, the last part will drop. I am not up to part 4 yet. However, I did finish all of part 2, and I'm ready to start today on part 3. So here's where I am. And so I don't know where it was when last you saw it, but I got all of part 2 done. So part 3 is over here. It's the bunny and a cute bunny and some more leaves, and I think there's another poinsettia, but there we go. So I'm just trucking along on this, and this is a mystery stitch along, a mystery Sal with Caterpillar cross stitch. Sally of Caterpillar cross stitch invited me to stitch this along and sent me a kit. So I am using all of the kit materials. So it came with white fabric. You had your choice of 14 or 16 count Aida or 28 count even weave. And then you get this fantastic in the kit. It's all DMC, so you can easily kit it yourself as well. You get this great project card. You can see I put my extra strings on the other side, but it's all this great DMC. And if you want to join, there's still plenty of time to join. and you can get, I'll have all the information below. You can still get a discount. I have a discount code Martini10, and you can either get, I think you might still be able to get the full kit, and they come pretty quickly. She's in the UK, but they still come pretty quickly here in the US, or you can just get the PDF and kit it up yourself. So that's Hello Dear. And I've been working on that every day. That's like my first stitch of the day, and I put a couple strands in it. It got quite a bit of work last week because I did decide to jump in on Semi-Sane Stitcher's Stitcher Gories, and that I managed to fit a few prompts. So that was good because each prompt is 250 stitches. So that got some good work in it, and I'm gonna get it to fit for a couple prompts this week too. So that's exciting. Okay, so when last I left you at the end of October, I was still finishing up Get It Over, and I picked up one last chart, one last project to see if I could get it finished before the end of the month. I didn't, but it did get some work, and that's Without a Mouse. This was a mania start for me. Without a Mouse by Blackbird Designs. I am stitching this on a 32 count linen by Picture This Plus in the colorway Cauldron, and I'm using Gentle Arts The Witching Hour. I have another skein, don't worry, but I'm getting down to it on this. And I got some more progress in it, and then quickly realized that I was not going to finish it. There's a lot more stitches in that pumpkin than what it looks like. But I did, oh, also, there was more border down here, and I realized as things weren't matching up that it was off. So that was another reason I was like, oh, that's not going to happen, because I had to frog some of this border, and then I started putting it back in it, and it's correct now, and then started on that pumpkin. But I love this fabric. Just the way it really does look like a rusty bottom of a cauldron to me. So good. So that's my progress on Without a Mouse. Didn't get a finish, but it got a little bit of work, and now it's on my whip wheels, because that's what we're doing in November. I'm spinning wheels. I know we had talked about that in plans last time, and I guess I'm gonna just dump that down there. But I did, even though I didn't record, I did spin my wheels last Monday to see what I would be working on, and I thought I would post that up. Even that didn't happen. I'm telling you, those last few days of the election took everything out of me. But I did spin my wheels, so when we get to the end of when I get to that point, I clearly need some more coffee or something. I'm very foggy brain today. When we get to that point, I will put that little video in so you can see what I spun for the beginning of November. However, on October 29th, it was Long Dog Leap Day, Saddle Day, and so this video might be a comedy of errors. We're just gonna go with it. It's fine. I worked on cardinal points, which was my Long Dog Leap Day start, and I was still trying to get. There was something in Semi-Sane, and I was pushing to get a whole bunch of stitches on those last few days, and that didn't happen, but because 1,000 stitches in a long dog is a lot, but I did get some good progress. So especially love this little butterfly here, and I got more of this flower done, and I finished up the cardinal and started this here. So I'm getting very close to having page 1 done, which is good, because I think to be on track I have to do 1.5 pages a year to have this done in the 4 years. So but there it is, cardinal points. I love it so much. And I'm stitching this on a 36 count white even weave with all the called for Gentle Arts colors, with the exception of Sunflower, which was this one. My sunflower was the exact same color as Gold Leaf, this one. So I switched it out for Color and Cotton, Autumn Gourd, I think. The information will be below in the description box. Oh, I think this week is the first week that instead of having it all written out, where it says WIPs, there will be a link to my spreadsheet in my OneDrive. So you can go look at it. You'll see all the information for all my WIPs. But if you have a question about what fabric or floss I used, I'm not always the best about remembering to tell you everything about each project. So if you're curious about a fabric or floss choice for a project, it will be in my spreadsheet because I now have, it's almost all populated, but for sure everything will be in there, all the information for what I show. How about that? So I also then so that was the 29th. On the 30th, just knowing that I was not going to finish without a mouse, I decided to have a start and a finish on this adorable little chart. This was put up by ParkHopper Bart. I'll link him below. He did this cute little spoopy chart and just put it out there for free. And I just knew I wanted to stitch it up. And sometimes with those little things like this, you just got to do. Like, they can't go on a list to do someday, otherwise they won't ever happen. And so I had a piece of leftover, I think this is Chalkboard Aida by Witchelt. And I used, this is actually glow in the dark floss. And this was a limited edition Color and Cotton from their Harvest box in 2019. So that's ParkHopper Bart's little spoopy. And next year, I don't know, I actually think I'm going to just finish this off as a little flat and make it into like a magnet to hang on one of my magnet boards. So cute. So that's, I forgot that I had that finish. So 2 finishes. Honey Cow Spoopy. Thank you so much, Bart. That was fun. That was a fun, quick stitch. Just the thing that I needed for that day. And then Saturday was Halloween, which was this WIP's birthday. I work on each of my WIPs when it has its birthday. So that means I started this on Halloween in 2019, a year ago. I work on that WIP on their birthday. Ish. Sometimes it's a day before or a day after, or maybe off by a week, but I always make sure that I pull out every WIP. The reason I do that is so that I touch everything at least once a year. And then I can kind of put my hands on all of my projects. And if I'm not loving a project anymore, I can let it go. Like if I pull it out and decide that I don't really want to work on it, then it can go. This project I love, and that is Prairie Moon's Martini Witches. This chart was gifted to me last year, and it was such a, like, I had really wanted this chart at the time you couldn't get it. Now Prairie Moon sells their patterns on their website as PDF downloads, but I mean, it's witches in a martini bar at the Crypt Club having martinis. So I kitted this up in all the called for silks, and I am stitching it on, I can tell you, I'm sure I can, 32 count Stormy Night Belfast linen. So it's 32 count Stormy Night, which is one of the printed linens. So it's plain on the back, but it's printed on the front. And this is where I got to. So I got the back of her chair done and a bunch more of her dress of the first witch. So that's Martini Witches. And it is really fun stitching with those silks. So that got worked on Halloween. We set out a table with individually bagged candy and just let kids come up and grab it themselves, which, you know what, not gonna lie, I'm a fan. Let's just change to that. Let's just change to that. We didn't answer the doorbell. Well, nobody rang the doorbell because they just came up and got their candy, which was great because our dog tends to freak out when people ring the doorbell. So it was great. We sat and watched movies. We watched Us. It was a little freaky. I'm generally not a scary movie person. They're not my faves. I don't really care for them. I do like some suspense type things, or sci-fi type things, but just horror movies, don't need. Okay, so that led me to Sunday, November 1st. Yes, I'm lifting my finger. They're clean. It's fine. And I decided it was November 1st, and I had finished starting Tom, so I needed a new turkey start. And so on Sunday, I started with Thy Needle and Thread Holiday Hoopla. I love these little hooplas. I finished 2 of them, I think, so far. I did the Easter one and St. Patrick's Day one, and I love this little turkey guy in his dapper hat. So I started this on that Sunday. I am stitching it on, let's see, 36 count Patriots Brew. Yep, it's a big old like back quarter for this tiny little chart. And there is my start on him. So I did change up, it's mostly called for colors. So let's see what I've got here. I went with called for-ish colors. If I didn't have them, I subbed them out. And I noticed on this model, you can't even hardly see these little ones here because they're almost the same color as the fabric. So I switched those colors here so that the big ones are the lighter ones and the smaller ones are the ones that are closer to the linen color, just cause. So I am doing this in, let's see, called for caper. I did not have Weeks Dye Works Persimmon, which I think is the main color of the pumpkin. So I'm going to be using Fragrant Cloves. Fragrant Cloves was called for, but I'm using instead something else. I am using Harvest Moon. So I am using Fragrant Cloves, just not where it's called for. I'm using Harvest Moon where Fragrant Cloves is called for. And then I'm using the called for Pumpkin Pie, Toffee, Straw Hat is called for. I don't know. They're close. They're close, guys. I did end up using Trail Dust for the turkey. So the turkey feathers are Trail Dust. That is Mossy, which is called for. That's it so far. So I can't remember what the turkey's called for. Oh, Watley Woodlands, which I didn't have. So I'm using Trail Dust, Classic Colorworks Trail Dust instead. But there we go. So that was Sunday the 1st. You can see I put some of them on a ring and then I clearly just started pulling other colors to see what was going to work. This I did not use. It's how it goes. It's fine. All the information will be below. It will be in my spreadsheet when I'm actually using. And there's my start. And this will be quick when I get back around to it. It'll stitch up really fast. So that was November 1st. And then on Monday, I spun my wheel to see what my projects were going to be for the week. So if you're new here, in November, I am choosing what I'm working on by spinning 3 wheels. I have all of my works in progress on, I broke them out by size. So I have 3 wheels, one with my small projects, which I defined as 100 stitches by 100 stitches or less. Medium, which was 101 to 200 is a medium, and anything over that is big. My full coverage projects are not on there because I only have 2. They're kind of a separate category, and I switch them out sort of weekly lately. So I spun all 3 wheels to see what projects was going to be working on last week. And I will insert the video of my wheel spins here. So that's what I spun for last week, the first week of November. So the first one, my small, which you might have noticed, was a new start. So I do have a few new starts on the wheel. I think they're just smalls. I put in any series that I have ongoing that I have not finished the whole series. So Laundry Company's on there because I have one more to finish. And then French Kitchen Collection was on there because I have 2 more of that series to finish. So were there any other new starts on there? I don't think so. But I reserve the right to put more on. So I spun French Kitchen Collection, and I decided to start, of the 2 I have left, Pear and Rosemary, because this is kind of the winter chart. This is a series of 4 seasonal charts. It's a collaboration between Hands On Design and Summer House Stitchworks, and it was a club from Inspired Needle. I don't think you can get it anymore because it started like over a year ago. I know, I'm slow. And so I don't think that they have any more of the full kits available. I would think that these charts would release at some point, but they haven't yet. So I don't know, but because one of the things we got with the kit was the bag that says French Kitchen Collection, and every 3 months you would get the new seasonal chart. I did buy the Horn book, so it's hanging up in my kitchen. Right now I have Apples and Sage up there. And then you got like all the fabric and floss and mat board. So this is with all called for. Everything's called for. And I started Pear and Rosemary, and this was my kind of sad start, but start it is. And this is a needle minder we got with Strawberry and Mint, which is the other one I've stitched. So there's my start, Rosemary. But next one is now started. Yay! So that was my start using all the club things. This one calls for 32 count colonial parchment from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. It's a great color. It's almost got like it's a ivory with a little bit of like pink and taupe to it. It's really pretty. And then a bunch of called for Weeks Dye Works flosses. So that was my small project. The medium project so my smalls get 1 day. I only work on them 1 day. The plan is small projects get 1 day, medium projects get 2 days, and then the large projects get 3 days. And that leaves me an extra day of the week in case a whip has a birthday or to swee-wee, to stitch what I want when I want. So my medium project that was spun was, there it is, Turkey Bay by Plum Street Samplers. And I think this had just had its birthday, so it had gotten a little bit of work, and I was really excited to get it back out again because turkeys! It's prime turkey stitching season. And I have floss rings stuck to needle minders. I am stitching this on a 36 count white linen with all the called for flosses. And this is where I got to. I got a whole bunch more of the Pilgrim in, and I started a little bit the waves, and I don't know, I think I added in a little bit more on the flower. but this I also used for stitcher gories. So this got 250 or 500 stitches. So decent amount of progress on Turkey Bay. So that was the medium project. And then my large project I spun, I was so excited that this is the one that came up, was Touching the Autumn Sky by Mirabilia. And this was a new start on autumn solstice in September, and it is a stitch along with my friend Alicia at Resist Stitch, and Annie, Joyfield Stitcher, I know, started a mirror. A bunch of people started a mirror that day. So there's a couple hashtags for the stitch along for this. It's hashtag Start a Mirror September Sal, I believe. I'll put the links below. Or they're on my WIP under notes. They're on my WIP spreadsheet. And then also my first mirror, because this is my very first Mirabilia. And lots of other people were starting their very first Mirabilia too. So I am using this for Connect 4 in Semi-Sane, because I'm trying to connect them all with trees. So leaves from a tree, she's swinging in a tree. So this got 500 stitches over the 3 days, and here is where I got to. I did a top left start, so I know it's probably not the most exciting Mirabilia start ever because it's just the leaves up there, but look at those colors. So fun. And this is on the most amazing piece of Stitch Me linen. It's a 32 count in autumn. How beautiful is this? How gorgeous is it going to be to have that girl swinging over here? And this just reminds me of the Japanese maples that are outside my house that turn this beautiful color. So excited to get back to that. I need to go and make a working copy of this chart because I find the chart to be very unwieldy, and I definitely need to be marking off. So I need to get that done before the next time. If any of you have tips on how to handle a Mirabilia chart, let me know. How you work it or get a working copy, or I am really enjoying that stitch, but I'm finding the pattern hard to work with. And I have some other Mirabilias that I definitely want to do, so I need advice on all of you experienced Mirabilia stitchers. How do you handle those big old charts? Okay. Then the only other, oh, I forgot a WIP. I'll be right back. Hold please. Okay, I'm back. So the only other thing that was on my plan for last week was I did have another WIP with a birthday. So which day was it? The 6th on Friday was Mary and Bright's birthday. And I don't have a cover. I don't have a cover picture for this because it's by Ship's Manor. And I think it was a mystery stitch along when it was first released by Ship's Manor. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was a mystery stitch along, and that might be why it doesn't have a cover photo. I will show you a picture from Blitz Stitch. This is Instagram. If you don't follow him, absolutely follow him. I will link his Flosstube below. He does some amazing stitching. This is where I first saw it when he had his finish and what made me go purchase it. So this is Mary and Bright. This is his finish. Oh, Mary and Bright. Beautiful. So the pattern's by Ship's Manor, and the floss is Ship's Manor floss that is specially dyed. It's a special floss pack just for this chart. Like, I don't know that you can buy some of these like Loose Lolly like this one. Check out that variegation on that. I don't know if you can just go to Ship's Manor and buy these, but I know you can, at least last year, you could buy the floss pack for Mary and Bright. So I started this last year on this piece of 32 count Mystic, 32 count linen by Picture This Plus in Mystic. And I think I stitched on it 2 or 3 times, and I was having so much trouble with the linen. this dark linen. I was having trouble stitching on it. My stitches looked terrible, and I had not touched it in a long time. So when I saw that this one's birthday was coming up, I thought, okay, I'm gonna put it on a Q-snap, which I don't normally do. I normally stitch everything in hand except for my large full coverage pieces. I stitch everything in hand. But I thought if I put it on, some people had said to me last year when I was struggling, maybe put it on a Q-snap because that would open up the hole. So I thought I'm gonna put it on a Q-snap and we're gonna see how it goes and if I like it any better. No. So this is where I was. You can see where I started again and then frogged out that thread. So this did not get any progress. However, because I put it on the Q-snap, I tried, look how gorgeous that fabric is. The fabric is gorgeous. I mean, it's a fat eighth. It is beautiful. I hate stitching on it. I'm learning that while I love Picture This Plus's colorways, it's not my favorite linen to stitch on. And I don't know if it's just the way that their dye process, like the fabric shrinks up and the threads, I don't know. I usually don't have a problem stitching on it. It's just not my favorite. This fabric is beautiful. I struggle so hard. And my stitches don't look great. You can see they look all kind of wonky too. So what I did after trying this is I placed a custom fabric order for some 18 count Aida with Stitch Me. And she's going to try to get me, Aida dyes lighter, so it's not going to be this color, but she's going to dye me something close-ish that will look fantastic for this project. I trust her. I totally trust her to come up with something beautiful. Brandy's fantastic. So at some point, this is going to stay on my wheel. It's going to stay on the wheel. When it gets spun again, hopefully I'll have that fabric and I'll restart. So I'm not ditching this project altogether. I'm just stitching it on this fabric. And I'm hoping to have a D-stash maybe by the end of the month. We'll see. And this will probably go in D-stash. I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to pick it out. But if any of you, it's a gorgeous piece of, it makes me almost sad that I can't stitch on it. But I apparently won't. It's because every time I try, it's, but it's beautiful. And if you don't have a problem with dark linen, it is a gorgeous piece of fabric. So that was my try and fail on Merry and Bright. And it will be a restart someday. And then that led me to Saturday when I had an unexpected start. There was much to celebrate on Saturday as the election was finally called, and it just felt like a new start. It just felt like a new start that day. And so I started, this is a freebie chart from Whistle Stop Stitcher. I will link her below. And I had printed it out. I can't remember when she first released this, but I had saved it and printed it out back then. And when I was thinking about what to start, I don't know why this one popped to my mind, but I love it. It's a quote from Barack Obama: "In the face of impossible odds, people who love their country can change it." And to me, that says everything. I had never been so engaged in a campaign before this year. I had done like some work with local races, doing some door knocking and phone banking for local races, but these past few months I have spent a lot of time on this campaign and election season for some nonpartisan groups, for directly for the Democratic Party in some states, for some different Senate races. And to me, that there were so many people that put so much effort into this election, and they all love their country. They all love their country. And so, yeah, that just said everything to me, and I had to start it. So I found this fantastic, I know that I bought this fabric. The fabric that this is on, it is I can never remember. That's why I keep like, see, I always keep the tag or whatever it's written on because I won't remember. This is a 32 count Belfast linen in Stormy Cloud. And this is another one that's like printed. So it's plain on the back, but then it's printed on the front. And it just seemed perfect to me with the colors that I chose. And this is my start. And this like little border here, so fun to stitch. And I love stitching words. And I think it's just gonna, isn't that gonna be great? It's gonna be good. Okay, and so I am stitching this. It's charted in just a few DMC colors. And I pulled out this Mrs. Sadis silk. It's number 58 for the blue. And this is, I had used this to stitch the little I Voted freebie. So I thought, go back to those same colors. And then the red is Weeks Dye Works Turkish Red. Where is the little card for that? Don't know. And then the gray for the words is Color and Cotton Chimney Sweep. So that was kind of an unexpected new start. My plan is I would like to have this finished by Inauguration Day. And there's been some people talking about starting Oh Joyous Day on Inauguration. I think I'm kind of in for that because I almost started Oh Joyous Day for Sampler September, but I didn't have any of the, I don't think I had any of the flosses. And I ended up starting Like a Cherry Blossom. And that was just much easier to kit up. But Oh Joyous Day was really pulling at me for Sampler September. So I think I'm gonna have to get that kitted up. So hopefully I finish this up by Inauguration Day and then I can start Oh Joyous Day. Because it's got a big old pear on it and a huge old bird. You guys know Oh Joyous Day, right? By Blackbird Designs. It's good. It's really good. Okay. That's all the whips. That's everything I've worked on the past 2 weeks. So plans. So this week, let me look. It's Monday. I haven't even looked. I was busy getting all my work done and stuff this morning so I could stitch this afternoon. Okay, so what do I have on the schedule for this week? It looks like not much going on. On the 12th, I will work on Crosses of the Kingdom because I always work on that on the 12th of each month, or I try to work on that on the 12th of each month because it's a stitch for my parents' anniversary, and their anniversary is on the 12th of August. So that will be my like extra day. So see, this is one of the reasons why I build in an extra day. And then we're just gonna spin. Are you guys ready for some wheel spinning? I'm so excited. Okay, so we're gonna start with the small. So I just use the Tiny Decisions app on my tablet. So let's see. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Star Spangled Spectacular. All right, so that's going to be my small. It'll get 1 day's worth of work. This was a mania start, and I'm stitching it 1/1 on 28 count. So Star Spangled Spectacular, can't hardly even say that, will be my small. And then for my medium project that will get 2 days worth of work, it will be, Gather In. Gosh, that's a medium? I guess it is. It feels like a big. That's exciting because I just started that for the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. So it's going to be fun to get back to that so quick. So Gather In will get 2 days. And then my large whip, and I'm hoping this fits into the tree theme for Connect 4. Let's see. Zimmerman Coverlet. That doesn't fit the tree theme. Should we spin again? Okay, no, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on Zimmerman Coverlet, but I'm also going to do Farewell to Anger this week because it's got trees, right? So we'll do Farewell to Anger as my full coverage. So I won't skip its week and go right back to Harry Potter. We'll do Farewell to Anger, full coverage, trees for Connect 4, Zimmerman Coverlet, Gather In, and Star Spangled Spectacular, as well as Hello Dear every day. So that's the plans for the week. That was fun. I like that. So I'm down for randomness. I'm down for absolute randomness. Okay, so what else do we have to do? Oh, I didn't show my knitting whip. I'm looking over here. I had one other whip. My other knitting whip. I had this as a finish, but I also did work on my the little shawlette for my grandmother, and I didn't bring the papers over. This is the Blue Jean Saturday shawl by OC Knitiot Designs, and I will put that information below, and I will show you where I got to. So here is my little progress marker. So this is what I got done since I saw you last. So I put in this whole garter section, and I made a mistake somewhere. I dropped a stitch, and I got to use my skills that I learned from my knitting class. And I think it worked out okay. You can kind of see where I did the fix a little bit, because I think I twisted one of the stitches. I had dropped a stitch, so I had to ladder down, and I don't even know what you call it. I had to fix it. I had to pick up the stitches. And I think I twisted one the wrong way when I came back up. But I think in the grand scheme, you're never going to see it, and there's no hole now. And it was way better than ripping all the way back to this lifeline. So I put in this whole garter section, and this is, the yarn is a Malabrigo. It's their sock weight yarn in Jupiter. The colorway is Jupiter. So, and I had what my one friend called a yarn ball vomit. See, live and learn. I'm not going to pull from the center anymore. Okay, so I finished that whole garter section, and then when that was done, I switched over to my honey cow, and I finished that. And then last night I started the next lace section. You can kind of see, and I put in another lifeline. Look at me with the proactive lifelines. And so now I'm going to do, knitting plans, I'm going to do this lace section, and then I'm going to go back and work on my lentilla a little bit, because I haven't worked on my lentilla for a couple weeks and I miss it. Martina Bem just released a whole book. It's like the 10th anniversary of the Hitchhiker's pattern, and she released as an anniversary thing a book of 20 hitchhiker patterns. Yeah, I already bought it. And there was like a special birthday anniversary colorway yarn that I bought. And yeah, because that lentilla hitchhiker is so fun to stitch on. So I'm going to put in the next section of this, and then go back to my lentilla, because then I'm close. I think I have two more lace. I have this lace section, a garter stitch section, one more lace section, and then the finish on that shawl. And it is starting to, I'm going to pull it out again because I'm just so stinking proud of it, because it really is starting to look like, I mean, it's not, you can't totally wear it yet, but look, it's looking like something. Like it really is starting to look like something. See? She's going to love it. I'm so excited. And I think I'll have no problem getting it done and off to her for Christmas. So that's so exciting. And then sock knitting class starts tomorrow. I'm going to learn to knit socks. Okay. So we did finishes, we did whips, we did plans, mail, haul. That's what we have. You don't do this for a week. It's like I'm brand new again, isn't it? Okay. So I did have some happy mail and some haul. The first thing is and I've been dying to use these because these came a while ago. And oh no, that's not what I was looking for. Where are they? Oh, they're in here. Haha. Okay, this is not what I was thinking of, but I'll show you this. This is from Sampling of Memories, and I was introduced to Sampling of Memories from, they're an Etsy shop. I will link them below. I was introduced to them from So Much to Love because I got a thread keep in a So Much to Love bag of the month. And I had thought when it came, I was like, oh, that would be great to add to Annie's birthday present. And I went and looked, but their delivery times, you know, because they're individually handmade, I knew it wouldn't come in time for me to send to Annie, but I still couldn't resist buying one. So I got this fall one. You can see it's got a pretty pumpkin charm and a button, and it says fall. Maybe I'll put that on maybe they'll put this on Holiday Hoopla. That's a great idea. So I got that from Sampling of Memories. They're just really pretty, and I think a fantastic, like, they just make the best gifts for stitchers. She has a bunch of different styles and such you can choose from. So Sampling of Memories. All right, and then this is what I've been thinking, oh, I want to use, but I have to show. I can't remember who initially, like, one of the knitting people I follow on Instagram now, because now my whole Instagram is cross stitch and knit. I love it. Someone was using one of these, and I thought, oh, I love these little wooden progress keepers. And so these are by Fangirl Fibers. So someone was using one in one of their posts, and they had linked Fangirl Fibers for the stitch marker. So of course I went over, I was like, that's so cute. I went over and followed her, and she does the cutest sets. And then of course, as soon as I did that, I went and followed her. Like 2 days later, she had a shop update. And so I bought so many stitch markers. The first set I got, she clearly has like one of those laser cutters, and I just love these little like wooden laser cuts. So this set was called Sweater Weather. And what's cool is you can get her markers either with a lobster claw or a traditional like stitch marker loop. So this is Sweater Weather and comes with all these little sweaters. Aren't those so cute? But these are the ones that when she showed in her shop update, I had to run over and get right away. They are Disney like poison. Like they're all the Disney, like there's the poison apple. It's called Pick Your Poison. So there's the poison apple, the little like drink me bottle. This is the deadly nightshade. Like how cute and clever are these? So those are also on lobster claws. And then I got one more set. These are Great British Bake Off theme. And I got these with like the rings for actual like markers, as opposed to these other ones that are progress keepers. But these on your mark, get set, bake. And there's like butter. What does this say? Nobody likes a soggy bottom. And then a little mixer. So these are from Fangirl Fibers. You can see Abby just came home from work, so the dog's going nuts. So these are by Fangirl Fibers. I will link her below. Love these, and now I'm so excited. Oh, I should put one on. I'm gonna put one of the little Sweater Weather progress keepers, maybe the one that says Sweater Weather, on my grandmother's shawl. See, because I've just been using like these little kind of generic ones that I had gotten. I think Hazel Knits had given me a few of these when I ordered from Hazel Knits. But now, because, you know, this is part of the hobby, right? Is you have to have all the really fun stuffs, accoutrement. So I'm going to hook that on there. Look how cute. Okay. So then we'll know where I am next time. All right. What else came in the mail? I got my nest egg, my October nest egg from 3 Owl Threads. I get 10 Classic Colorworks and 10 Gentle Arts from 3 Owl Threads nest egg. And I'm not going to go through all these because I know that other people already have, since these came a couple weeks ago. But I'll show you. There are the Classic Colorworks. Love that color. What color is that? Chop Chives. That's a good color. Chop Chives. This was good too. Cauldron. That's nice. Okay. And then I also got 10 Gentle Art, and I did over the weekend got into an organizing and cleaning out mode, and have been reorganizing my cross stitch stuff, and one of the things was floss. That was floss reorganization. So those of you who are members of the channel, my channel is set up so that you can join it. So channel members got kind of a before and after picture of the floss wrangling. So now these can get added to my new floss organization. So there are, just pet the floss. It's what we do, as stitchers do, just pet the floss. So there's the Gentle Arts. I also got a package in from Brandy at Stitch Me. I had placed a web order for some fabric because I've been on the hunt for what fabric I'm going to use for Pandemic, which is going to be my New Year, New Start. I'm going to be using, just happens to be sitting here, this Mrs. Seda silk. It's getting dark out, and so the light's starting to blow things out. It's not that bright. It's pretty bright blue, but it's not that bright. This is a Darling Blue. And then I'm gonna use, it's under there, I see it. All the animals are gonna be in her black. So these are the silks I'm using for Pandemic, and I've been on the hunt for fabric. So I ordered this fabric as a possible Pandemic fabric. I don't think I'm gonna use it for Pandemic, but it is gorgeous. This is a 36 count linen in granite. Look how good of a, see, Brandy is a dying genius. So that's granite by Stitch Me on linen. That's a fan. So I'm not gonna, I don't think it's gonna be the right thing for Pandemic with those floss colors, but I will find something to put on that because it is beautiful. And then the week that I ordered that, I won one of her giveaways that week. And so I won this piece of 18 count Aida in pumpkin pie, which I just love. It reminds me of the fabric I did tingles on. And it is fantastic and will be perfect for some fall piece. I don't know what, but I love it. Pumpkin pie by Stitch Me. All right, we're close. I'm down to the end. I got a couple things from Crazy Annie's as well. So Crazy Annie's does this, I think they call it like Fluff and Doodads Club. And I didn't know about it until the first of the year, and it was already full. It's a club that comes every other month, and it's a bunch of finishing things, doodads, Fluff and Doodads, from Lady Dot Creates. So I didn't get into the club at the beginning of the year, but I put myself on the wait list, and Crazy Annie's messaged me and said, hey, we have a spot. It's towards the end of the year, but do you want it? You would get the September package and then the November package, and then you can sign up for next year. I said, yes, absolutely. So this is the September Fluff and Doodads from Lady Dot Creates. So it's great. You get, yeah, that's what it's called, Fluff and Doodads. So there's some, you can see there's a little counting pin. There is rickrack, chenille, and then some little moto fabric. So it's kind of everything you need to finish off a small. So that's great. And then they also had all of their So Much to Love bags on sale. I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist this one with the coffee. So I got this So Much to Love bag because they were having 20% off all of their So Much to Love bags. And then the inside is this great gingham. And I grabbed this one because I have a chart coming from Acorns and Threads that, yes, I bought the project bag for the project that I haven't started yet. It's fine. It's not a problem. It's fine. So that was all the mail. 2 weeks worth of mail. So I think all that we have left is giveaway. So 2 weeks ago, I was giving away this chart from Heartstring Samplery. It's a Friendship Pin Pillow and Needle Book. And I warned you, the cat chewed it up, but there were like 86 people that were not fussed by a cat chewed plastic chart. So I asked you to just use the word friendship. As I said, 86 people did, and the winner is Stitchin My Stash. So Stitchin My Stash, this is coming your way because you already filled out my Google form. If you want to win any of my giveaways, you have to fill out my Happy Mail form down below. And so that's the winner from last week. Giveaway. So when I was going to spin for the giveaway for this week, I noticed on my channel that sometime over the past week or past 2 weeks, I don't know, I don't look at the number that often, I went over 4,000 subscribers. I'm like blown away. Thank you all so much for subscribing and sticking around every week. So I was thinking I really want to do like a big 4K subscriber celebration. And I'm so sorry about the noise. That's how it goes. Abby's home. She has a short window of time between work and dance, and this is life, people. This is how it goes. No big deal. 4K subscriber giveaway. So I want to do something really, really special, and my wheels started churning about what I could do. And at the same time, I've started getting all of my advent boxes for Flossmas. So what it comes down to is there's no giveaway this week or next week. Actually, there's not going to be giveaways between now and the 1st of December, because December 1st starts Flossmas, and I am going to be filming every single day. Every day in December, the 1st through the 24th, I will be here, and for Flossmas, we'll be opening up fun advents, and I'm going to give away something every single day as part of a 4K Advent December celebration. So I'm going to take the next few weeks to pull together all of those giveaways, and we will do big Flossmas giveaway celebration in December. So make sure that you fill out the Google form, the Happy Mail Google form, so that you can win. And I will get this out to Stitchin My Stash this week. So that's it. That's all I have. Hope you have all had a good week, and I will be back. I will be back next Monday, and I